Did you know that Phoenix, Arizona is one of the few places in the United States where you can order a driverless taxi?
Yes, and we're about to do it. So we are at Phocuswire in Phoenix, and this is one of the places where you can just sit in one of these robo-taxis, order it just like you would with an Uber, and the only difference is that there isn't a driver.
We've just ordered it just a second ago. It's on its way right now. Balint, this is your first time in one of these, yeah?
Yes, slightly nervous, I have to say, but I know you've done it before. What was it like for you?
I did it about 18 months ago in San Francisco with Cruise. So they were doing it with Waymo, is that right? Yeah, so they were doing it with Waymo. I have to say, I did it last year. It was absolutely incredibly inspiring and thrilling and exciting in every way that you would hope these things would be, really. Yeah, one to remember for the grandkids, for sure.
Yeah, I know in San Francisco and in Los Angeles it's quite commonplace now. In Phoenix you see it quite a lot at the airport, so I think it's becoming mainstream.
Okay, so how long we got? You got your phone there?
Right, okay, let me just...
Wait another 10 minutes or?
So we've got 5 minutes to go. Here we are, there's our Waymo. You can see my initials right to the top of there, so that way we know that it's definitely R1. And to unlock the door, I've got a button here. So as soon as I press that, we'll be able to get in the car. Shall we go?
Give it a go. You have to hit the button. There we go.
And it's open. Thank you.
I mean, we just trying to chill.
Here we are in the car, and we only have one thing to do: press a button that says start ride.
It's important you put your seatbelts on. I think until you have your seatbelt on, it won't let you go, if I remember rightly. So go on, give it a go.
Ready?
Ready? 1, 2, 3. Off we go.
Start the ride.
Hello from Waymo.
Hello from Waymo.
Just about to leave the resort, which means we're going on a bigger road, and I'm a little terrified about what it's going to do at all the junctions. But here we are. We've yet to find out.
It stopped at the traffic lights, isn't it? It's not so bad.
That's all right. That's all right.
In the meantime, what you've got in front and back, you've got a big display explaining exactly where you are. It's like a Google Maps type thing. How long it is to your destination, that kind of stuff. What I don't see here, Balint, though, that I saw in the ones I went in before, is they had like a big button or something that said, like, in case of emergency, stop. Can we see anything there?
We do have 2 buttons here. One of them says pull over.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
If you press that, for whatever reason, if you want to stop and you're not yet at the destination, you just press the button and it looks for the first safe place to stop.
Yeah.
And the other button says support. So if I were to press that, one of the agents would be on the phone talking to us over the microphone, checking in and asking if there's anything that we need from them.
What these cars do is they're actually doing all the things that drivers are really meant to do. So a second ago, it actually stopped on a stop line, which felt a bit strange because there were no other cars around. I don't think any normal driver really would have done it. You'd have slowed down, you'd have gone over. Here we are, we've stopped at the traffic lights and there's probably 3 meters between us and the next car, which again, probably a normal driver wouldn't do. But that is how you're meant to drive. And when you go do your driving test, if you don't do those things, you would fail. We shouldn't lose sight of that, because I suspect that lots of other drivers get frustrated by these cars because they're driving a little bit more slowly, a little bit more cautiously and respecting the rules. And imagine when all of the cars are automated and they're all doing that properly, then it'll be a much more efficient driving environment. Brave new world.
Yeah.
Get ready, guys. Anyone from the future watching this, we were right, weren't we? We were right. We'll find out. We'll find out. But the world's about to change for sure. And the minute you sit in one of these, that really drives it home. This is like the first time you went on the internet, or the first time you tried on 3D glasses, or some other memorable moments in your life that you went through a life passage, eh? Let's talk a bit about like some of the challenges and limitations that this has got. Objectively, it's in its infancy still, so I think everyone should accept it's not perfect.
The first thing that caught my attention is that I need to be, if I book it, I need to be in the car. So I need to be one of the travelers. And that's a bit strange for me, because I think where I see big opportunities is the B2B side of things, where they partner up with hotels or something, or even if there isn't a partnership in place, it's just a matter of hotels being able to book a robo-taxi to the airport for some of their guests. And at the moment, as far as I'm aware, with the likes of Waymo, it can't be done because you've got to be one of the passengers if you're the one booking it.
I think some of the other limitations are right now, obviously, only limited to certain areas and places. So where we are staying in the Desert Ridge Hotel, it will go there, but it won't go any further than there. So if you wanted to book it to go further outside the city, that's not happening. Another one was just now, out of curiosity, we tried changing the route we were going to do. And whilst it has the functionality to do that, in this case it wouldn't let us do it because it said the car has to go back to the depot afterwards. I'm pretty certain this is an electric car, is that right?
Yeah, it is.
I can't hear an engine.
It's a Jaguar I-Pace, yeah, so it's fully electric.
Fully electric. So I suppose that's partly the down to it being an electric car. And there's basically, you could get a regular taxi and ask the guy to change, and he says, I'm ending my shift, or I don't have petrol or whatever. So let's not be harsh on Waymo. I think otherwise the functionality seems similar to what you'd expect in an Uber, with the benefit that you've got big screens front and back that you could go on and do all the things that you want, including, let's have a look on here. If we press on here, can we change the route? So we've got music, map view, about this car, riding tips. I don't think you can change, you need the app to change the route, but basic control things about the car, including the temperature, which, let's face it, that's better than any taxi you would normally get off the rank, isn't it? Yeah. Off he goes, bye-bye, bye-bye.
Cheers, drive.
So overall, what do you think, Balint? Impressions?
You know what? After about 5 minutes, I got so used to it. It just feels natural. So I can totally see it doing this quite often. If it ever comes to London or elsewhere in Europe, it can just become a day-to-day thing.
I mean, for me, I was sat behind the driver's seat, so I couldn't see where the driver would be or not be, so I didn't even have any sensation of that. Talking about London and cities like that, so what we've driven here is, I would say, relatively easy driving, because in Arizona, flat, relatively laid out, wide roads. But when I took it in San Francisco, urban city centres, lots of traffic, hills, all that kind of stuff, it covered all that super well. So I don't see why I wouldn't be able to handle cities like London and all the other the traffic you get in those big cities. And what did we pay just for that? It was
$25, which is roughly the same price as what an Uber would have been at this time of the day.
So competitively priced, and presumably right now there's a lot of upfront costs they've got in there, but once they really scale that, I could imagine that cost could come massively down, because having spoken to people in ground transportation industry, I think the driver cost is like 20-30% of the cost. So immediately you're completely stripping that out, and they can work 24 hours a day.
Yeah.
So I would imagine that would really make it a massively more efficient fleet. Yeah. Overall, that's a big thumbs up from me. Yeah. I think this is the future.
Definitely.
I really recommend that everybody tries one of these in the coming 6 months, a year in their life. And particularly if you work in the travel industry, that you start thinking about how are you going to incorporate this into your into what you're doing. And you might think, well, I work in a hotel or a cruise company, what have we got to do with this? But trust me, it's gonna impact you in ways that you can't even begin to imagine now. And we'll get into this in another video. But you think about tours, guided tours and activities, all these kind of things that should be part of your ecosystem, whichever vertical of travel you're working in.
Absolutely.
So now's the time to get involved in this, guys. It's enough from me.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Move your body till you move. Body